Hi everybody, welcome to Ecodriver. My name is Helmut. Today we go out on our Ecodriver-Loop with the Honda HR-V EHEV. That's the hybrid model of the Honda HR-V, the new one. We have here a 4-cylinder 1.5 liter engine with 79 kilowatts, 107 horsepower. The electric motor delivers 96 kilowatts and 131 horsepower. So the electric motor is stronger than the petrol engine, and this already indicates that we have here mainly serial hybrid drivetrain. At some speeds, the petrol engine is directly driving the wheels without any gears, so around 80 between 80 and 120 kilometers an hour. Outside of that, it's a serial drive. The NEPD consumption is stated with 4.2 liters per 100 kilometers and WLTP with 5.4. Unladen weight is 1,390 kilograms, and that's 3,058 pounds. For all of those who haven't been on my channel before, I show you the route we're doing. It's always the same. We start on the southern outskirts of Innsbruck, go out of town for a kilometer on a 30 kilometer per hour zone. That's the reason why I'm not going any faster. We then hit a climb, which elevates us around 360 meters, 1,100 feet, followed by some rolling hills, a descent, some mixed roads with speeds between 30 and 100 kilometers per hour, 20 to 62 miles per hour. 17 kilometers, 11 miles of motorway, and 18 kilometers, 11 miles of city traffic. At the end of every section, we check the sectoral and overall consumption, and at the end of the whole trip, we analyze the data. The cameras will be on all the time, to show how am I driving in order to achieve the consumption that we will have achieved at the end, and B, to prove that there is no need to go extra slow if you want to go efficiently. If you want to save on fuel, there's no need to go slow. You can drive normally, just use your brain, use foresight, read the road, anticipate what other roads are doing, and then you don't need to be slow to be efficient. Weather is wonderful today, so you get some nice view of the scenery here, and I hope you enjoy this, and I'll talk to you later. We're now coming to the end of the climb, and going around the corner we have 9.1 liters per 100 kilometers. Yes, unfortunately we have been blocked by some other cars, but well, that's a real life test, and you have to live with that and cope with that. We are now approaching the hilly section, and there it's important to play with the road. If you know my videos, or if you have seen my videos, you know that what I'm saying now. Use the change of gradient to your advantage, just like a roller coaster. If it goes down, build up some speed, and use this speed, this momentum on the next climb, on the next flat section, to reduce the amount of energy needed, and this helps you save a lot of fuel. 6.6 liters per 100 kilometers at the end of the hilly section. We're now approaching the descent, and here it's important to avoid too harsh braking, as the electric motor, normally in hybrids, is not really strong. I mean, here it's a little bit different with the 79 kilowatts, but we probably still will exceed the regenerative capacity of the electric motor when we are approaching the hairpin turn, and therefore it's important to start braking rather early and avoid a harsh braking. And later on you will probably see that even if I brake hard, the gauge doesn't go into, or the pointer doesn't go into deep into the charge section, because the battery is full. And so with longer descents, be aware that you're mainly braking with the friction brakes, and this might lead to some overheating, and it might be useful or it might be helpful to use the B setting of the gear shifter in order to activate the combustion engine to support the car with braking. At the end of the descent, we see here 4.6 liters per 100 kilometers. It's not only 4.6 liters per 100 kilometers, it's also a full battery. So this battery gives us, I'm guessing now, about 1.5 kilometers of additional electric range, and this will further reduce the consumption in the next couple of kilometers. We're now approaching the open road section. It's a mixed road. We go through some villages, small towns. We have some 100 kilometers an hour sections, so it's just a nice mixture of all kinds of speeds. .8 liters per 100 kilometers at the end of the open road section. We're now approaching the motorway, and normally we have here a speed limit of 100 kilometers per hour as per local law, but in the environmental law, EVs are exempt from that. They can go 130. But as I have just seen, or as I see here, it's currently 80. I don't know why, so yeah. It's 80 instead of 100. So we're now coming to the end of the motorway, and you have seen we had some heavy traffic, but still we could go quite steadily with steady speed, and we were not forced to brake hard or re-accelerate. So it was okay. It was a bit slower than usual, but yeah, not a big problem. We have here now 4.1 liters per 100 kilometers. And on the motorway, you've seen I have activated the power diagram, and you've seen that the petrol engine was driving the wheels and at the same time charging the battery, and this charge was then used to cover some distance, a couple of hundred meters electrically. But it that's the way this system works. The petrol engine works more efficient when there is a high load, so it makes sense to charge the battery at the speeds of 80 to 120 kilometers per hour. Whether it makes sense to use this energy then on the motorway, maybe it would be better when we could save this energy for when we need it, like in the city, where it's much more efficient to use the electric engine than the combustion engine. But apart from that, I think the concept works rather well, and we see the result when we look at the consumption. In the city, it's important to keep the vehicle in motion, to avoid braking and therefore re-accelerating. And yes, that's a hybrid, and you recuperate some energy when you're braking, but you never ever get back what you have invested before. So therefore, it's better not to regenerate or brake than to brake if you want to drive efficiently. So look ahead, read the road, try to anticipate what other road users might be doing, and try to keep the vehicle at a steady speed. We are now at the end of our trip on the Ecodriver-Loop with the Honda HR-V EHEV. And we see on the dashboard 3.8 liters per 100 kilometers. Well, that's impressive, I have to say. And now let's look at the details. Okay, let's have a look at the detailed consumption data for the Honda HR-V. Just let me say something first. You may have noticed the reflection of something yellow in the glass in front of the speedometer. This was the piece of paper, sticky paper, which I put underneath the GoPro so that it's in the right angle. It's sticky, but it doesn't leave any traces, so I use this, and it looks a bit messy, but yeah, normally there are not such reflections. In this case I didn't see it while recording, so apologies for that. Well, let's have a look at this. You see here the detailed sectoral and overall consumption, and when you look at the values for the hills, for the open road and for the city, with 3.7, 2.9 and 2.9 liters per 100 kilometers respectively, I think you really have to congratulate Honda. They refined this hybrid drivetrain in a way that's not far off Toyota, which are known as the best hybrids out there, but that's really good. And so 3.8, you see here the table with all the hybrids I've tested so far. 3.8, yes, it's according to the board computer. I've checked on Split Monitor DE, and the difference between the consumption on the board computer and the real consumed amount of fuel is around 0.2 liters per 100 kilometers. So even if you add those 0.2, we have 4, and then it's still a fantastic result for the Honda. And yes, it's a fantastic result, but, and I say this probably in every video, the car gives you the opportunity. In the end, it's down to the driver to get a result like this, or any result. And often people say, oh, this car consumes that much, this car is that efficient. No, it's not the car. The car is a tool, and the driver works with it. And you can work either efficiently or not efficiently. And I hope I have shown that with this tool, you can work really efficiently. Yes, 3.8, as I said, fantastic result. You know that this drivetrain with a bigger engine is in the CR-V, and you'll find this video up here, and down here you find my 5 tips of how to drive hybrid cars more efficiently in general. That's it for the Honda HR-V. Thanks for watching, take care, see you next time.